Another bloody New Year's weekend. Loan agreement signed for new Demerara Harbor Bridge. And why the Santa Claus approach won't end poverty in Guyana. I am Rico Bulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. Good evening, Guyana, and welcome to 2023. I hope you enjoyed your holiday, because I know I did. Unfortunately, it was not pleasant for all, as a string of fatal altercations left several persons dead and injured over the holiday weekend across the nation. A police response to a domestic disturbance in Maikoni on New Year's morning ended in the deaths of 31-year-old Detective Corporal Dwayne McPherson and fisherman Kashun Budberg. According to police, 3 officers arrested Budberg shortly after midnight at his home. But in the process of the arrest, the fisherman allegedly started to fight McPherson, prompting the other 2 officers to shoot, striking both men in the process. The force said the shooting is currently under investigation, and the 2 officers have been placed under close arrest. Also around the same time in Berbice, 25-year-old Lakeisha Garnett fatally stabbed her common-law husband, 25-year-old laborer Jason Bonath, after he reportedly slapped her multiple times during an argument. The altercation happened at their home in Princetown, Quarantine, Berbice. Garnett is currently in police custody. Several hours later, mechanic Alofi dos Santos was shot and injured during a fight in the Movietown parking lot in Georgetown. The police say dos Santos was shot multiple times after he came to the aid of his 2 friends, brothers Aaron and Errol Baptiste. The Baptiste brothers had reportedly gotten into an argument with a security guard over them parking their car directly in front of the outside bar located at the mall. Despite coming to his friend's aid by shooting in the air, the men sped off after the shots rang out and hit their friend, leaving dos Santos to bleed on the pavement. The police arrested the brother shortly thereafter, while dos Santos is currently receiving medical treatment. And on that same evening, 39-year-old Chinese national Xia Jun Zheng is currently hospitalized in a critical condition after he was stabbed in La Bonne Intention, East Coast Demerara, on Sunday night. According to police, he was aided by a man who heard Zhang screaming for help outside of his home. The president said in his New Year's address to the nation that this new year will see sustained economic growth along with increased opportunities for citizens and businesses, saying, quote, "In 2023, we shall roll out policies, programs, and projects to ensure that the fruits of this growth are more equitably shared amongst our population. Our primary goal is shared prosperity, one which is characterized by reducing inequality. In this regard, no region, community, or village will be left behind in our quest to create a one Guyana," end quote. Among the plans for the new year are the completion of the Linden to Mambura Road, the Eccles to Diamond Road link, increasing government digital services, and investing in the agriculture sector. He also said that there will also be more attention given to fighting crime and modernizing the health and education institutions nationwide. A nice list of goals for the new year indeed. Let's just see how much will actually get done. It's a new year. How about you make your truck run like new with Powered Automotive? Powered Automotive had truck parts and spares from all the major brands you know and love at prices you won't find anywhere else. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. You can multiply your cash by selling digital top-up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. 7 months after signing a U.S. $260 million contract with China Railway Building Corporation International Limited, the government has negotiated a new financing arrangement for the construction of the new bridge over the Demerara River. Last week, a concessional loan agreement for 160.8 million euros was signed with the Bank of China. Interestingly enough, this loan falls short of the contract amount, but the bridge will now be partially paid by the loan and the remainder by the government. There had been no notice that loan negotiations with the Chinese were even taking place. And despite the fact that US $100 million was already allocated in this year's budget to begin building, no major progress could be seen, despite the fact that the ground has been cleared for months. And with the $100 million already set aside, such construction should have already started. On Friday, a U.S. $192 million framework concessional loan agreement to finance Phase 2 of the East Coast Road project was signed with the Chinese government. Phase 1 was built during the PPP's last time in office. Meanwhile, Phase 2 will include an extension of the railway embankment road into 4 lanes from Sheriff Street to Orange-Nassau, an extension of the main East Coast roadway from Orange-Nassau to Mahaiga, as well as rehabilitation of the existing East Coast Temora road from Belfield to Orange-Nassau, which will allow for additional lanes. This phase will also see the construction of 48 bridges and 22 culverts, and another bridge across the Hope Canal. The loan for the project is being provided by the Exim Bank of China. The High Court has ruled that the Guyana police force does not have the authority to blacklist people to prevent them from leaving the nation. This ruling was made in a constitutional case filed by Police Finance Officer Acting Senior Superintendent Marceline Washington, who is currently before the local courts for conspiracy charges. Washington said that as a naturalized U.S. citizen, she has to travel every 6 months to maintain her citizenship. She also has regular affairs there, such as scheduled doctor's appointments that she must make. But in order to do that, she had to seek the High Court's intervention. She was granted permission to leave, but she said the process amounted to a breach of her constitutional rights to the freedom of movement and the enforcement of protective provisions. And according to the courts, the police do not have the jurisdiction to hold her back, as there currently exists no law that empowers them to do so. Now for our stupid news of the day. You know what I think is stupid? It's a brand new year, and our nation's political and business leaders are still stuck in the 20th century. From Singapore to Qatar to Rwanda, nations worldwide have laid down blueprints for how to grow from a former colonial backwater to a regional powerhouse. Yet we in Guyana still seem stuck in the old world mindset for national development, which is cut taxes and increase public spending on infrastructure. But this mindset, if you ask me, is going to keep our nation poor. While some progress is being made under the PPP to combat poverty, the current Santa Claus approach to allocating taxpayer dollars will do nothing to uplift the working poor as a whole. It will only create individual success stories. Systemic change requires systematic plans. We are approaching the third-year government, and the PPP has yet to speak of a 5 to 10-year plan for poverty alleviation, a plan with strategies and timelines. Not a series of random handouts and piecemeal projects that only sound nice on paper but do nothing for overall national development. Now, I do applaud the government for starting the process of raising public servant salaries. But my question is, why is this increase being done without consulting the unions first? Unions represent the rights of workers, and workers' rights are one of the main points of poverty alleviation. Also, the government's housing program is in overdrive, which is excellent, as this will probably bring many people to home ownership. Also, the public infrastructure works are also in overdrive. But, unfortunately, much of what is being built is absurdly high-priced, and shoddy work is being approved almost daily. I'm sure they like the handouts approach, as it makes it seem as if the government is doing you a favor, and you need to be thankful to the government for doing their job. Which, honestly, I think is about as dumb as hugging your microwave every time you hot up your food. Anyway, as we grow into 2023, I believe that the government needs to take the census information it is currently compiling and determine some short to long-term plans for the nation. Because this current plan of expecting trickle-down economics to end poverty is pretty stupid.
As an independent online news entity, being politically objective can cost you a lot of money in lost sponsorship opportunities. That's because most local companies are often too scared to associate themselves with a news entity that is uncompromising with the truth. We do appreciate our sponsors, as their support is what has allowed us to maintain our integrity without fear and remain dedicated to you, our viewers. Every night, thousands of viewers rely on Uncut News because they are tired of the biased and poorly presented mainstream media in Guyana. But to truly compete, we need your help to grow Uncut News from being the most watched online news to the most watched news in Guyana, period. Help us by becoming a monthly subscriber today. There are special rewards at every subscription level, including your name in the credits, personalized gifts, and more. Your monthly contribution helps us to stay independent by spending less time worrying about paying the bills and more time on keeping you informed. So click the link in the description of this video and become a subscriber today.
Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's latest car on sale. Currently on sale is this 2016 Toyota Crown Athlete. It comes with Bluetooth mount rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, spot camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $9.95 million. All pay as low as $1.99 million down, with around $170,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Rico sent you for this sweet deal. Now for tonight's Views Poll question of the day. But before we get to that, I'd like to say a special thank you to David Griffith. He is our first contributor. Thank you, as your support helps us to bring you the news. Now for tonight's question. What is something you would like to see the government do differently in 2023? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bulford saying good night, folks.